Hello! So this session is going to be a biggie, so strap yourselves in, because it ain't going to be...
Can I get you a ladder so you can get off my back?
It ain't going to go down quick. Essentially, this is the beginning of the end, so we're going to do 3 sessions. I think this will be dealing with... I think there's going to be 2 sessions left of the actual game, and then 1 session where I'm just going to talk about the game and what I like about it and things like that. It's closing thoughts, essentially. So...
Something on your mind? Of course.
So how did you become a Grey Warden?
Same way you did. You drink some blood, you choke on it, and pass out. You haven't forgotten already, have you?
Haha, very funny.
I do my best. What can I say? Let's see, I was in the Chantry before. I trained for many years to become a Templar, in fact. That's where I learned most of my skills.
Don't seem like the religious sort.
You're telling me I was banished to the kitchens to scour the pots more times than I can count. And that's a lot. I can count pretty high. The Grand Cleric didn't want to let me go. Duncan was forced to conscript me, actually, and was she ever furious when he did. I thought she was going to have us both arrested. I was lucky.
Why did the Grand Cleric want to keep you?
I wondered that myself. It's not as if she valued me highly. I think she just didn't want to give anything to the Grey Wardens, is all. The Chantry didn't lose much. And I think I can do more fighting the Blight anyhow, rather than sitting in a temple somewhere. I'll always be thankful to Duncan for recruiting me. If it hadn't been for him, you know, I wouldn't have.
Don't start crying again, please.
Yes, you're right. I should be angry for what happened to him, not sad. I shouldn't forget what Loghain did. Come on, let's go. I think I'm done talking. Something on your mind? Of course.
What changes about you after the joining?
You mean other than becoming a Grey Warden?
You've been a Grey Warden longer than I have.
You know, I asked Duncan this too, and all I got was, "You'll see."
Seems right. Yeah, just try that line on me.
Oh, it's not that Duncan wants to keep it a secret. It's just that the Grey Wardens don't discuss it much. I gather it's not a pleasant topic. The first change I noticed was an increase in appetite. I used to get up in the middle of the night and raid the castle larder. I thought I was starving. I'd slurp down every dinner like it was my last. My face all covered in gravy. When I'd look up, the other Grey Wardens would stare, then laugh themselves to tears.
I haven't felt anything like that.
Really? I saw you eating dinner the other day. Savage.
Yes, well, belches.
Ah yes, the classy camaraderie of 2 men traveling out in the open. I take it you were like this before the joining, then. Oh, and then there were the nightmares. Duncan said it was part of how we sense the Darkspawn. We tap into their, well, I don't know what you call it, their group mind. And when we sleep, it's even worse. You learn to block it out after a while, but at first it's hard. It's supposed to be worse for those who join during a blight. How is it for you?
Nightmares, yeah, I know what you mean.
Some people never have much trouble, but that's rare. Others have trouble sleeping their entire life. They're just more sensitive, I suppose. Everyone ends up the same, though. Once you reach a certain age, the real nightmares come. That's how a Grey Warden knows his time has come.
Bad news, I take it. Spit it out.
Oh, that's right. We never had time to tell you that part, did we? Well, in addition to all the other wonderful things about being a Grey Warden, you don't need to worry about dying from old age. You've got 30 years to live, give or take. The Taint, it's a death sentence. Ultimately, your body won't be able to take it. When the time comes, most Grey Wardens go to Orzammar and die in battle rather than waiting. It's tradition.
How cheery.
And you wondered why we kept the joining a secret from the new recruits. There you have it.
Seems a high price to pay.
I suppose it is. We're the only ones who can stop the Blight, however. Is there a price too high to pay for that? You know, Duncan... He started having the nightmares again. He told me that on Friday. He said it wouldn't be long before he'd go to Orzammar himself. I guess he got what he wanted. I just wish it had been something worthy of him.
You'll be remembered, Alistair. As will the others.
I know. Ending the Blight should make this all worthwhile, right?
Yeah, sure.
I've a question, if I may.
Go ahead.
Well, here's the thing. I swore an oath to serve you, yes? And I understand the quest you're on, and this is all very fine and well. My question pertains to what you intend to do with me once this business is over with. As a point of curiosity.
Yeah, I just gotta say the third one. Is after I ravish you in celebration.
Of course it is afterwards. The ravishing part is a given. One simply assumes that once your Grey Warden business is finished, you would have no need of an assassin to follow you about. Am I wrong?
Always a use or two for a handsome elf.
I'm sure I could come up with a few more if pressed. It is good to know what my options might be, but that is for another time. For now, we have much to do, yes?
Cool.
All right,
Yeah.
but I get to stare at you luridly while you do so.
I have put a lot of this stuff on the back burner, to be honest with you, so this is why we're going over it now. So what does it take to become an assassin?
Well, the Crows would have you believe that it is an involved process that takes years of training. The sort that tests both your resolve and your endurance. Survive that process and maybe, just maybe, you're good enough to start being considered one of them. But quite frankly, the truth is that all it requires is a desire to kill people for a living. It's surprising how well one can do in such a field.
You did quite well, no doubt.
Within the Crows, I did. But it has been something the Crows have devoted a great deal of time to perfecting. An assassin simply specializes in striking from stealth, and in maximizing that first attack to be as lethal as possible. Debilitate your foe, either by poison or by crippling their limbs, makes any follow-up combat you need to engage in that much simpler.
Sounds like it would be useful.
See? Getting paid for the act is beside the point. An assassin is more a tactical choice than a lifestyle. Of course, the Crows like to pretend that their abilities are trade secrets, shrouded in shadows and wrapped in a blanket of mystery. So let's just keep this between you and me, shall we?
Okay.
All right, but I get to stare at you luridly while you do so.
So tell me more about your adventures.
Again? Well now, what might interest you, I wonder? Shall I describe the stages involved with Lanthrax poisoning? I watched a man go through all 7 once.
That sounds like fun.
Haha, you have rather macabre tastes, I see. I like that. Let's see, how about the largest battle I ever took part in? That would have been the slaughter of Prince Azrin. Did you hear of that down in these parts?
You killed a prince?
Me? Not personally, but I did take part in the attack. Prince Azrin was 4th in line to the throne, you see. He started off as 11th, but worked his way up the old-fashioned method by inheriting control of an entire Crow cell from his grandfather. After assassinating his way through the royal family, the king hired 3 other cells to take down Prince Azrin once and for all. I was in one of those cells.
Is this sort of thing common in Antiva?
Antivan royalty is very much bound up in the Crows. You wouldn't want it run by a bunch of commoners, after all, would you? And this means they get involved in politics quite often. This particular fight nearly bankrupted the nation, I understand. It almost ended up putting a Crow on the throne, a commoner, but that's a whole different story. I played a very small part.
What did you do?
My part in the entire battle was taken up trying to reach Princess Verina, who had thrown in with her brother. I killed about 11 of her guards personally before I got knocked out of the window. I landed in the river and nearly drowned. I was fished out by some urchins who robbed me blind. Made off with my boots, too. At least they didn't cut my throat. And that was my part in history.
You're very lucky indeed.
It's true. I live a charmed life. One of the prostitutes that raised me was a fortune teller. Said I wouldn't die young. She was rather startled by that. But there you go. Tale told. Let's be off before I tell more embarrassing stories, huh?
Fair dues. So everyone's pretty much liking me at the moment, which is good. Yeah.
Oh, hello. Is there something you wanted to talk about?
No, I thought you looked like you wanted to talk though.
It's nothing. I'm fine. I'm just thinking.
Do share.
I can't get what happened out of my head. I'd been in Lothering for years, and she still thought I was plotting against her. She didn't trust me. Maybe she never did. She loved me when she could use me and control me. And now that she can't, she wants me dead. It hurts to realize that I never really knew her.
Maybe you did and you didn't want to admit it.
I knew she was ruthless, but I didn't know how far she could go. She is self-serving, cruel. She uses people, then discards them. But that's how she survives in the life she leads. What if she's right? What if we're the same? I should just have stayed in the Chantry.
And you think that would have made it better?
You don't understand. I forgot my life as a bard while I was in the cloister. I felt safe. I didn't have to watch my back all the time. That's what made Marjolaine the person she is, don't you see? It ruined her. It will ruin me too. It's already happened. When we killed her, I enjoyed it. Seeing her dead gave me satisfaction.
She did you in great injustice.
But that is no reason to rejoice over her death. That is what she would do. I don't want that. What we're doing, what we've done, hunted men down, killed them. Part of me loves it. It invigorates me, and this scares me. I feel myself slipping.
Not slipping, this is who you are.
I admit that I took great pleasure in the intrigue back in Orlais. It was dangerous and chaotic and exciting, but it destroyed my life. I thought the Chantry showed me another path. I thought I was done with this life. Am I wrong?
All you're doing in the Chantry is running away.
There is this thought that floats into my mind constantly. That I lie when I say that Chantry gave me peace, when in truth it bored me. Here, with you, knowing the freedom of the road and the uncertainty of tomorrow, I feel alive again.
Then stop running scared from it.
I would like to be alone for now. I have many things to consider. Thank you for listening to me.
That's alright.
What is your wish, Kadan? I am hardly surprised.
Okay.
Very well.
I think that's the end of what he can say, I think.
Speak, then.
What did you mean about fiends in Zaheron?
Ours wear the faces of men.
Do you mean they're abominations?
No. They do not have the excuse of demons within them. Darkspawn, abominations, plagues, and storms. Men are far more dangerous than these. One moment of betrayal can bring more ruin than an earthquake. You know this.
What did they do?
They are Tal Vashoth. They say they are Grey Ones. True in the knowledge of themselves. They are gaping holes where men used to be. Nothing can fill them.
What do they want?
I don't know. There was a village in the mountains of Seheron. Farmers. They grew cinnamon and nutmeg trees in perfectly ordered rows. There would always be one person waiting, a foreman, a harvester, rank didn't matter. Often they would say nothing. Simply watch as we worked to examine the empty house, a new one each time, that had once been the home of a colleague, a friend. We always made a point of searching. Now and then a body would turn up in a river eaten by rain and crows. More often we found nothing. Even in the worst parts of the jungle, the villagers would send someone with us to see the tiniest piece of bone or cloth. Anything contained the possibility of their lost friend. Must we speak of this? We could be fighting something.
Okay.
Very well.
Why did the Tal Vashoth fight you?
Isn't it the nature of a wound to bleed? I have no more answers than you. Why do we fight the Darkspawn? Why do the Darkspawn fight us?
It's not the same thing. Darkspawn aren't intelligent.
You are. Why do you fight?
To defend my people?
In the Antam, we are told of the enemy. Assume he loves as you love, hates as you hate, and fights just as hard as you. It's a lie, of course. But does that matter? So long as you stand and believe you know your enemy. The Tal Vashoth wish us dead, and we wish to go on living. The point of our war is war.
Okay.
Very well.
Maybe the Tal Vashoth have a point.
Undoubtedly. They've used it to kill countless people.
You don't think they have any justification? See, I don't agree with the Tal Vashoth, so, yeah, you don't think they have any justifications?
No, but they don't care what I think.
I didn't mean to offend you by speaking of this.
I have no feelings you can hurt, Warden. Very well. Then I suggest we move on. As you wish.
So the Tal Vashoth are basically Qunari who like Sten, as in the race Qunari, who don't follow the Qun, so they're essentially on their own. The rebels, and that to a Qunari is like completely anathema. It's like, what the hell are they doing? You know, how are these Qunari doing this? It freaks them out, and you can see that the hostility with which Sten talks about them, and he's very cryptic about it. He doesn't really tell you what they are, and you know, he's very hurt even when he talks about it. I think all Qunari are like that. They just don't compute how this, you know, imagine a country like North Korea or Russia under the Soviet Union. You know, defecting is like the worst thing you can do to some of those people. It's like worse than death. It's worse than being like a rapist or something. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? It's like they're that screwed on with, you know, protecting the state and protecting their people and being, you know, that they just go for it and say, you know, these guys are not human anymore because they're not us. And that's mental, but it's how they think. And Royce is actually quite taken in by that, because I think it works. You know, Royce doesn't really have anywhere to belong now, and he doesn't even have any Grey Wardens apart from Alistair, who is a Grey Warden, but not, you know, he's not very senior, is he? So Royce naturally glides onto the Qun and says, okay, well, I want to check this out. I want to see what this has. Maybe it has this belonging and this purpose that, you know, I could get. Because Blight's not going to last forever. He's planning to outlive the Blight. He'll die if he needs to, if it'll end the Blight. But if it doesn't, after the Blight, he's sick of not having a home. He's sick of not having anything. So he thinks the Qun might give him that. He's wrong, obviously. I mean, but what I like about Royce is, like, even in my headcanon later on, is that he's a more rounded person, because he goes with Sten to Seheron, to the Qunari lands, and sees it, and realise, even though he's there for like a year, he realises it's not quite for him, but he's learned, and he's, you know, and then he leaves, and that's great, you know, and that's why I find this game so special, and that it lets you do things like that.
I've watched a lot of humans in my time. It should be aware that I've decided that it is not much like any of them.
That's super. Thanks, Shale.
Surely it must come from some superior lineage, yes? Some breed of flesh creature that has decided to elevate its genetic stock above its natural shortcomings?
There's a backhand compliment in there somewhere.
Nonsense. It can imagine my surprise discovering such a thing was possible from a creature so soft. But there it is. I would appreciate if it didn't spread around that I said anything. Humans might start to get the wrong idea. They might start thinking their race is not completely hopeless.
And we wouldn't want that.
Indeed. Can it imagine the horror? Oh. Now, let us crush something into a fine paste before it starts to think I've gone all soft. Perish the thought.
Pull up a drink, Warden. Join me in my sodding hole.
Something bothering you?
Nah, just tired is all. Did you want to talk about something?
Sure.
What about?
Do you miss Orzammar?
What? Miss Orzammar? Are you mad, in addition to being ugly? They treated me like a puddle fly back there. I'm never going back.
How'd you like the surface?
It's sodding great. At first I was a little queasy with all that air, but there's just so much of it. No one has any idea who you are or what you're doing. And the ale? Ooh, who'd have thought ale made with grain? Aye, the surface is great. It's like a big, bright world of filth without a ceiling. My kind of place. Hey, let's go find something to kill, huh? All this talk makes my hands twitchy.
I must ask, what does being a Grey Warden mean to you?
I suppose it's about killing as many Darkspawn as possible.
There's that, of course. But there's more to being a Grey Warden than killing Darkspawn and saving the world from the Blight. Ultimately, being a Grey Warden is about serving others. About serving all people, whether elves or dwarves or men.
You mean to say I serve as some sort of protector?
As a Grey Warden, you are a guardian of men, and you guard them because their continued existence is more important than you are. Thus it is you who serves, not they.
Suppose it makes sense.
A good king, a true king who cares for his land, uses his power to rule firmly but fairly. He serves his people first and foremost. The king who does not do this, who believes that he is entitled to his power, who abuses it and uses it for his own means, is a tyrant.
Well, I don't want power. I've never wanted it.
If you live apart from others, and your actions affect only you, then you may do as you wish. But if you have power, influence, and strength, your every action will be as a drop of water in a clear, still pond. The drop causes ripples, and ripples spread. Think of how far they will go, how wide they will become, how will they affect the pond. But I've lectured enough for today. I should stop before I wear out my welcome.
You're telling me. Right.
Yes.
Yes.
Indeed.
Let's go. Just want to see any of the if there is any. I also swear there is. That's just Chance's board, and we're gonna hand in that Friends of Red Jenny thing.
Dwarven Welcome, welcome. We sell only the strongest dwarven steel, folded over 100 times in the forges of Orzammar. In times like this, surely your group could use some extra protection on the road.
This guy is actually, I think I've said it before, but he's part of the dwarf noble origin. He has to leave with you, unfortunately. Yeah, show me what you have.
Every piece comes with a stamp of assurance from my wife's father, the best smith in Denerim.
Okay. There's a backpack. I love one of them. Ooh, Grandmaster Silverite rune. Yes, I've been looking for one of them forever. You, my friend, can have all of the other stuff I've got, because that is definitely what I wanted. Fantastic stuff. Don't really want that either. Lovely. Happy with that. That was worth it right there.
Dwarven crafts. Fine dwarven crafts. Direct from Orzammar. You won't find better.
Yeah, a 10. For, you have to go in here for Red Jenny thing? Oh, how weird. Oh, these are all openable, okay. I'll take all these. Why not? Present the small painted box. Oh, nice. Weird. So the Friends of Red Jenny do pop up later on, mainly in Dragon Age Inquisition, Dragon Age 3. They pop up.
Magic exists to serve man and
Never to rule him.
Now's better than later.
I was hoping I'd find you. I heard about the Pearl. I don't know how, but you got them to leave with no fuss at all. The Pearl's workers will...
Nobody gives orders to my men but me. A little lesson in respect is in order.
I see. Don't bother sparing these louts. Things are about to get messy.
I see enemies ahead.
Okay. the end of that.
And people actually voluntarily attack you. Are they just stupid? Here's the payment I promised. I might have more work if you're interested. But I'm heading back to the market district. Back alleys are just too dangerous for me.
Alright. Nice. Actually quite a lot of good stuff here, actually. I mean, I'm getting a lot more content out of this run than I normally do. I'm really happy about that. It's great. Where do we go? Oh, this way. Yeah, these are encounters I've never seen before, so... like, ever.
Now's better than later.
Ah, the Grey Warden. And I had heard that all the Ferelden Wardens were killed or exiled from this place. Oh, don't look so surprised. I've seen many of your kind in my journeys, and there is always something... odd about you. Huh, strong hands. Could I entice you to leave your order and sign up as one of my crewmen? I could use those strong hands at my... helm.
So this is Isabella, she's in Dragon Age 2, and I've installed a mod to change her look to Dragon Age 2's look as well. Although her face is a bit off, I don't know why. I don't know anything about sailing.
The ship is the best teacher. She will guide you with her sighs, her shudders, her gentle swaying as she rides the crests of the waves. When you become one with her, instinct takes over.
Your fighting skills are quite impressive.
I assume you saw that little drama, and none of these poor brutes has ever proven a match for me. They are too clumsy and predictable. I fight with quickness and wit, rather than with brute force and strength. I call myself a duelist because I honed my skills in duels with warriors I encountered over the years.
Can you teach me how to duel?
An unusual request, coming from a fearsome slayer of Darkspawn. I am flattered that you wish to learn from me, sweet thing. But I have watched you, and you seem to lack a particular grace that is required. You are accustomed to doing battle a certain way, yes? I can teach you some basics. Perhaps you can pass it on to someone who might be interested in what I have to offer. I do, however, wish to get to know my potential student better. So we shall call for a drink, and you will honor me with a game.
Are there no other ways for us to get to know each other?
Do you have something else in mind?
He's got to do it. You know what he's like.
Oh, and now you've piqued my interest. It would surely be rude of me to decline such a delicious offer.
You're going with her? I thought you were joking. I can't let you do this. Not without me. Keeping an eye on the both of you.
Who am I to deny such a pretty little thing as yourself, my dear? You are welcome to join us. Come, my ship is down by the docks, and I am sure you will find my cabins quite comfortable. She's quite feisty, isn't she?
I thought her performance was lackluster today. She bites too.
I do not.
And you said she was a cloistered sister? I dare say the cloisters must be teaching things other than the chant of light.
Oh, no. I learned those things in Orlais. Bold noblewomen often come up with various methods of self-amusement.
I see. Perhaps we could talk more about this later, Leliana. Now, wasn't there something you wanted from me? A lesson, perhaps?
Can you teach me now?
Come. We will need some space for this. I don't think there's anything else I can teach you. Perhaps tell those you meet where you learned what you know.
Nice. Sell some of my stuff.
You and your friends are formidable folk, indeed. It's good to have you along on the road. I'm sure you'll...
Say that. You can have that, you can have... ooh, actually that's quite good. Okay.
Enchantment?
Yes.
Enchantment!
So what do I want to get rid of? Grandmaster Frost, Grandmaster Slow, no, Grandmaster Silverite. Nice. How much money do we actually have? We've got a lot. How about...
You and your friends are formidable folk, indeed. I'm sure you'll be pleased.
We get some more in the way of runes. Quite cool. Expert Dwemer, no. Journeyman Slow, Journeyman Silverite. Do you know what, I'm going to get that. Because I want mine to be better at killing Darkspawn, so we'll get 2 of those. Why not? We get a Journeyman Flame, why not? Cool, happy with that.
Enchantment? Enchantment!
So, considering what we're about to do, I'm going to get rid of the Frost. And replace it with another Silverite. Is that another Silverite? Yeah, Journeyman Silverite, that's good. And we will go for Duncan's Sword. Flame. And Slow. And... there. Nice. So we should do a lot more damage to Darkspawn now. Turning rune for the circle. Give them 30 sovereigns, why not?
The men are ready to follow you anywhere, thanks to your confident investment.
Good. Should hope so with all that bloody money I've just spent on you. I'll spend to Morrigan in a while.
So, full of questions, are you?
So Fummit's dead. What now?
Now I have enough time to study Mother's grimoire to find a way to prevent her from stealing my body in the future. For she will be back. One day, I have no doubt of that. And if I cannot protect myself, one day I will track her down again in whatever body she inhabits, and she will die again and again if need be. But there is no need to think of such things now. I have you to thank for saving me, so let us return to the task of dealing with the Darkspawn, no?
I was more thinking about what now between us, to be honest with you.
We have no idea what will happen in days to come, to talk of such things now. Let us go. There is much to be done before... There is still much to be done.
Yeah, I think she's still got loads to say, though.
So, full of questions, are you?
You've been haunted by the Chantry?
You are very cute to ask so many questions.
And you're cute when you're being evasive?
Really? Perhaps we should be wrapped in ribbons and adorned with flowers. So cute are we, too. My mother has been hunted from time to time, yes.
by Templar fools like Alistair, which should tell you how successful they generally were. Flemeth made a bit of a game of it, in fact. The Templars would come again, and she would look at me and smile and say that the fun was to begin once more.
You found it fun?
I found the game fun. I was too young to understand the truth behind what was happening. Flemeth would warn them once. 'Twas a warning they inevitably failed to heed. And then the true game began. Often Flemeth would use me as bait. A little girl to scream and run and lure the Templars deeper into the wilds and to their doom.
Surely more would have followed.
Sometimes. Eventually. Thankfully, the wilds is a vast place. Once they found us, Flemeth would simply move us elsewhere, and we would be lost within the forest once again. I did not understand the danger we faced until I was much older. I had never heard of apostates or maleficarum.
Do you still think it was fun?
I think that my mother made it fun so that a child did not learn to fear. And I think that it was necessary. There are no trials for apostates, no prisons, no mercy. There are only absolutes, so only survival matters. If the wilds have taught me anything, 'tis this. First, you must survive. Do you disagree?
Absolutely. No, I can. Actually, no, I don't, because I had to leave. He had to leave his mum and dad behind, so he agrees. Yeah.
An enlightened view, or at least an agreeable one. Enough of this talk. Let us return to the task at hand.
Fair enough.
Do you remember our discussion?
Do you think my memory's what discussion actually?
About Marjolaine and me, and my doubts about my path. I just wanted to tell you that I thought about what you told me, and you were right. I didn't want to admit it, even to myself, but those years in Lothering, I yearned for the freedom and the recklessness that I knew in Orlais. The Maker made the world beautiful, but he also made it dangerous. To really experience it, I have to embrace this, not hide away in some nunnery.
You're not meant for a cloister, you never were.
Sometimes, it takes another to show us the truths we hide from ourselves.
So, do I get a reward?
Maybe. You'll just have to wait and see, won't you?
Suppose so.
All right, but I get to stare at you luridly while you do so.
Tell me more about your adventures.
Well, the only one that's really worth telling is the story of the mission right before I came to Ferelden. But no, I would rather not. I shouldn't have said anything.
Don't be a tease, out with it.
Perhaps another day. I apologize.
Fair dues.
What is your wish, Kadan? Speak, then.
Cool.
Then I suggest we move on.
I think Sten's done. Let's go.
As you wish.
I like that about Sten, though. Like, he has things to say, and when he has nothing else to say, there is nothing else to say. It's not that bad. I think I'm trying to get Zevran up to a certain point, because if you don't, bad things do happen.
You and your friends are formidable folk, indeed. It's good to have you along on the road.
Shut up. Don't really want to use any of the yeah. Okay. 1 second, folks. There we go. I'm just sorting something out on the Cool. Again, as I said, this part's mainly about me tying up loose ends with party members. Then when we're finished with that, we should be pretty much there. Should be pretty much done.
Yes.
Indeed.
Indeed.
This is actually the party that went on the there's a trailer called the Urn of Sacred Ashes trailer, and this is the party that is on the trailer. Funnily enough, Alistair is not on that trailer. Strangely enough. I do much prefer the lightning look.
Dwarven crafts. Fine dwarven crafts.
Let's go see Genitivi. I haven't seen him in a while. It's one loose end we didn't do.
If it isn't the champion who succeeded in the quest for the Sacred Urn, I had not expected to see you so soon. I've written to the Chantry, telling them of your adventures. They are interested in having me lead an expedition. What do you think of that? I'm quite excited.
Yeah, sure, whatever.
You made this all possible. I could never thank you quite enough, but I'm certainly going to try. Here, take this reward. I want you to have it. It will certainly do more good in your hands than lying around in this dusty house, eh? And now, if you will excuse me, I have so much to prepare for. I wish Waylon was here to see all this.
I wish I could say to him that there's a dragon up there. That's Master Dwemer room. Meh.
Can I get you a...
So I really would like to say, look, there's a dragon up there and I'm not fighting it for you, so... I mean, I could, but I'm not going to. I mean, from a gameplay standpoint, I know it's, you know, pretty cool if you do that,
Welcome
but...
to the wonders of Thedas. We carry items crafted by the Circle, as well as a variety of antiquities. Is there anything you would like to see?
Cool. Let's see. Yeah, I know that, you know, obviously it's... Wow, he's got so many cool stuff. Yeah, we'll have that. What does it do? 5 damage. Yeah, there's nothing really. Unfortunate. Okay.
All right, all right.
What can I get you, stranger?
Let's see what you have.
Right, I'll show you around.
Just wondering if you got ale. Health poultices would definitely come in handy. That'll do for me there.
I'll get on it.
Somebody's gonna have.
Dwarven crafts. Fine dwarven crafts.
What is it? I have work to do.
I think.
All right.
Must be a part of somebody else's.
Good day. The market is busy, is it not? Come, rest here.
I have the finest selection of flowers and Orlesian-scented oils in all of Denerim. For a lady friend, perhaps? Roses can open any woman's heart, you know.
I want to see something more practical.
And smelling good is not. Ferelden is no longer full of barbarians. People judge with their noses as well as their ears and eyes. But you look more armed than most of my patrons. Perhaps you seek the armorsmith, Wade. Then to the south? He is quite the artiste, yes.
Right.
Don't stare at me, child. I can have my father send you south to fight Darkspawn, you know.
Another visitor, the Maester. Enjoy browsing my wares.
What sort of goods do you have?
My cousin and I have trade connections all along the seaways. We have furniture, silks, carvings, and much more. Caesar handles the trade stock, I handle other affairs.
Okay. What affairs are those?
Business deals, meetings. Caesar makes it so I am free of the day-to-day concerns of our store.
Okay.
Luck be to you, Warden.
Okay. Well, I thought there was another...
Dwarven crafts.
Could,
Fine dwarven crafts. Direct from Orzammar. You won't find better.
Mm-hmm.
No. Okay. Looks like we're going to have to do a bit of cheating then with the old Zevran. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. I was hoping to pick up a gift here. Okay, it does seem like you don't get that much from
Message for you, my lord.
Oh, good.
More things to deliver. Goodbye.
Delivery is good. Message that you're interested in working with the Antivan Crows. No, they're trying to kill me. So absolutely not. Yeah, I want to see the rest of Zebran's story, but we haven't really taken him with us. And there's certain parts in this game where, you know, it's fine, the fact that it shuts you off if you don't take certain companions with you, they don't want to talk to you that much, that's fine. But I love the fact that they gave you, even though it's a cheating thing, I love the fact that they gave you the option of just getting something, just to get them, just to get their...
If there's anything I can do for you, I'm sure...
Yeah, come on. I love the fact that they gave you something just to get them, you know, get them on side. Right.
Enchantment? Enchantment!
Cool. Well, I may as well do the flame here because it doesn't really matter either way on that one. It really doesn't like the other ones. I always save it just before, just in case it yes.
I shall treasure it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That looks fine indeed.
You have my thanks.
Look at you. Your weary stance. The dark circles under your eyes. Poor man. All this constant walking has gotten to you. Do you know what you need?
This I have to hear.
My thought is this. We retire to your tent and I show you the sort of massage skills that one only learns growing up in an Antivan whorehouse.
Are you suggesting where I think you are?
If you mean to ask whether or not there might be more than a massage involved, allow me simply to say that you won't be disappointed with any of the techniques I've picked up over the years.
I don't know about this.
What What is there to fear, my Grey Warden? You deserve a little fun, do you not? If you're not of a mind, however, it is no tragedy.
There's just someone else, you know?
Ah, my mistake. Say no more then. I take it all back.
Minus 36, what the fuck? I just said I didn't want to sleep with you, dude. Come on. Really hope nobody was outside my door when I said that.
What say you?
Can you ask some questions?
By all means.
Oh well.
What say you? Oh, this should be good. What would you like to discuss?
Never mind. Well, I guess that's that. I'm hoping that he's not a dick.
I enjoy the nights at camp. The night always seems more peaceful to me. Safer.
I know what you mean.
I feel the night grants us a reprieve from the troubles of the day. Silly, isn't it? The Darkspawn never sleep, and they lurk in the shadows.
No, it's not silly to seek moments to lay down your burdens.
I enjoy those nights when we stand guard together, talking to pass the time in those small hours. Well, I talk and you listen mostly. Sometimes I succumb and fall asleep and wake to find you still watchful. And I know you're watching out for me.
It'd be nice if you stayed awake for a change. Nah, you're never gonna feel afraid when I'm around. It's fine.
What I'm trying to say is that I trust you. I'm comfortable around you. I know you'll be there when I need you. You are our leader and my friend, and sometimes I think that maybe we could be more than that. Maker, look at me stumbling over my words like an ill-educated peasant girl. Some bard I am.
We are more than friends. I thought that was obvious. I mean, she did just have a threesome with somebody else, to be fair.
Really? No one told me. You felt the same way and didn't do me the courtesy of informing me? You made me say all those things. Why couldn't you have said them first? Oh, you... Oh, how very awkward.
That's me. I'm a terrible person.
Oh, chivalry is so dead, making the lady spill her guts like that.
Never actually had a playthrough of this before where he's just like... See, now she's not freaky, she closes her... Oh no, they're open. Never mind.
Well, that settles it then.
Awesome. Okay. Cool. We might just talk to her one more time.
The stars are out.
So, go help Alistair make supper.
Make supper?
Never mind, you're going to say something?
It comforts me to know that the stars will remain untouched by the blight. That whatever happens down here, they will shine eternally. Their light undimmed. There is a story about that cluster of stars over there. Do you know it? Elindra and her soldier?
Can't say I've heard it. Tell me the story.
A long time ago, there lived a fair maiden called Elindra. She had many suitors, but spurned them all, for she did not love them. One day, Elindra was sitting by her window in her father's castle, singing and dreaming, when her lovely voice caught the attention of a young soldier. Entranced by her song, the soldier drew near to Elindra's window. As their eyes met, he fell in love with her, and she with him. When Elindra told her father about the man she had chosen, he was furious, for Elindra was high-born, but her love nothing more than a common soldier. To keep them apart, he had Elindra imprisoned in the highest tower of his castle, and sent her soldier to the wars. Alas, not a month had passed before news of the soldier's death reached Elindra. Alone in her tower, Elindra wept for her love, and beseeched the gods to deliver her from this cruel world. So earnest was her plea, that the gods themselves were moved. They gathered Elindra into their arms and lifted her high into the heavens, where she became a star. The gods also raised up the soul of Elindra's soldier love, and there he dwells, across the horizon from her. The band of stars between them is a river of Elindra's tears, cried for her lost love. They say that when Elindra has cried enough, she will be able to cross the river to be reunited with her soldier.
Why do stories always end so badly?
It doesn't end so badly. It ends hopefully. Elindra will one day be with her love again. We don't know when, but she will. This story is one of my favorites. A tale of a love so great and so enduring that it defies death and moves the gods to action. Sometimes I ask myself, does such a love exist? Can it exist?
If we lose hope and love, then we are truly lost.
I never expected you to say that. It is a pleasant surprise.
Don't tell the others I said that.
Of course not. It will be our secret. I have to say there is a certain severity to you. Finding a person behind that all is nice. Maybe you should let your softer side show more often. Sometimes following your heart, not your head, leads you to remarkable places. I see you're still with Morrigan. I thought you said she didn't mean anything to you. What are you playing at? You tell me you like me, that I mean something to you, and you have her on the side? It's not fair to either Morrigan or me. Do you say the same things to her that you say to me?
Of course not.
Just show me some respect. Show us some respect, please.
I think this is one of the only BioWare games where they get this right. In Mass Effect 1, there's a triangle that can develop, and you just have to confront it once, and it's like, oh, well, choose one of us, and you choose one, and that's it. Whereas in Dragon Age, there's actually quite a lot of nuance to it, and it can trigger at different times, and it must have been a nightmare to code, an absolute nightmare. What do you want from me?
Stop playing with my feelings. If you want her, tell me so. I care for you, more deeply than I can say, but I can't watch you going to her all the time.
Nah, should have ended it with her a long time ago.
I am sorry I had to force this on you. I couldn't stand by any longer wondering if I meant anything to you.
Yeah.
And I believe you when you say that. We should talk later.
So, as far as I'm concerned, spoilers, Morrigan is just using you. She may develop true feelings for you, but I've always not felt entirely comfortable with the way that she goes about things, it's heavily hinted that even if she does have feelings for the player character, that at the same time, she would do anything to make sure that, she's got what she needs. And whilst, the relationship is quite funny, like there is part in Dragon Age Inquisition where, she has to send the warden a letter. And she says, oh, he's going to think I miss him, he's going to be just insufferable. That's really funny, because that's like, certain couples are like that, and you get it. But I just think for Royce as a character, like Leliana's like a better fit for him, sort of thing. Because they get along and stuff like that, and like with Morrigan, you sort of have to acquiesce to her personality, which is what he's done, because he was well up for it, so he was, you have to sort of like agree with what she's saying and go along what she's saying. Whereas with Leliana, you can disagree with her, and Royce has disagreed with her and said, your beliefs are bullshit, basically. And here they are, still getting along, still doing everything. So I quite like that. So I think that's why I go along with it, because it works. It works a lot better.
No need to say it. I can read your intentions from your expression.
Then we needn't drag this out.
Naturally. To tell it truly, she is far more suited to you. Go then. Go and revel in your domesticated bliss.
This won't cause problems between you two?
Even if it did, would either of us notice? We have better things to do than dwell on the past. Let us not speak of this again.
Yeah, minus 30. Oh. That's bad.
You've seen and touched Andraste's ashes. They are the holiest thing on this earth, the remains of the Maker's chosen.
They're just the ashes of some dead woman.
Maybe it is belief and faith that imbues them with their power, or just maybe Andraste really was blessed by him. I do not know if I am worthy to look upon her.
She's dead, it doesn't really matter.
I suppose you could look at it that way, but she still deserves our respect. But there is little time to debate this. Let us move on.
Yeah, and if she does disapprove, it's minus 1. You know, it's not really huge minus.
I'm here for you. Of course.
Are you feeling better about what happened with Marjorie?
Yes, a little better. Time heals all wounds, so they say. Scars remain, but they are just colors in the painting that is my life, no?
We add to the complexity and beauty of the piece.
Yes, that is what I'm saying. I wish things had happened differently, but knowing her and knowing me, I don't think it could have. We had good times, though, and I look back on those fondly. Whatever happened after will never change the truth of the past.
Yeah, you can talk to me if you need to.
It's not so bad. Look, now I have new friends, a new family. In spite of it all, life is good.
That's good.
I'm here for you.
I'm just getting all these out the way now.
Of course.
So there's nothing else really to say. I've heard some rumours about Orlesian spies.
There are many rumors about spies, Orlesian or otherwise. What are you referring to exactly?
They say you'll do almost anything to achieve that female ones use skills of seduction and all that.
Oh, I see what you're getting at. Honestly? Yes. Why shouldn't I? Violence is not the only solution. People respond eagerly to others who they believe understand them. They seek approval, friendship, sometimes love. This can be exploited.
I'm sure they wouldn't mind being exploited by you.
They never complained. Well, they did, but usually after they found out what I had done. Never during. Everyone can be seduced by the right woman. The trick is predicting who she is and becoming her. Master the game, and no one can resist you.
So, how... Yeah, I seem to be resisting you. Well, it's not really a big... So how does this help us kill Darkspawn again?
Well, it doesn't really. I see your point. We will slay this Darkspawn using conventional means, pointy sticks and all that. But come, it is getting late and there is much to be done.
There you go.
I'm here for you. Of course.
About us, I guess?
Wait, you want to talk about us? Is there something bothering you?
Yeah, it's gonna be nice.
Really? You think so? You're so sweet.
Oh, you don't get any...
I'm here for you. Of course.
What will you do, you know, when this is all over?
I have not given this a lot of thought. What will I do? We've traveled far and wide. Does it need to end?
I'd like to see the world too.
There's so much out there. Adventures to be had and stories to be told. I want to be part of it all. I might need some company. And you're not too irritating. You're welcome to come along if you like.
When you put it that way, how can I say no?
It is settled then. You and I wandering the world, seeking our fortunes. I can't wait.
Nice. Well, at least he's got something to look forward to. But we'll leave it there for now. And I'll speak to you guys a little bit later on. See you later.